Good evening to all you lovely people watching this live stream right now. Hope all of you guys are keeping safe, keeping positive, good vibes and energy as usual coming from me and the team. So without further ado, my name is Lance and I'm one of the Tate Collective Producers, and my pronouns are he and him. Us Tate Collective Producers are a group of 15 to 25-year-olds recruited by Tate's youth partners. We curate a bunch of events across all the Tate sites. If you see a Tate gallery there, we do events there. So that's us. So tonight, people, we've got a lovely program for you guys. You know, the holidays are coming, so we try to really make this the best, the best for last, as they say. So for stream 1, we have a careers advice from Eric, how to create positivity to override the negative emotions of rejection. And when we talk about rejection, that's not heartbreaks, people, or maybe it is, but this is rejection revolving around careers. So check out some tips from Eric for dealing with rejection. Up next in stream 1, we've also got Louder Than Words launching Empire Strikes Back, showcasing a selection of digital artworks from their first edition zine. Look out for that one, people. So people, for stream 2, we've got the Tate Collective Producers in collaboration with a student from Chelsea College of Arts looking at what landscape looks like today. This is going to be in response to the Turner's Modern World exhibition that's currently on show right now at the Tate Britain. Turner was a celebrated British landscape painter, so check out how we're going to be responding to his works. So people, last but not least, in stream 3, we've got Represent Radio. So tune in with the Mixcloud link below. They've got bangers and bangers and bangers, so stay in tune for that, people. Anyway, make sure you have a great time. I know I will, as usual. I've been watching these for the whole, months, so enjoy, people.
Hi guys, I'm May and this is Sam, and we are the co-founders of Eric, which is a community empowering young aspiring creatives on career and self-development. So it's probably safe to say that we've all been through rejection at some point in our lives. So Sam and I are actually going to do a mini workshop on how to deal with rejection. We've actually been through quite a lot of rejection recently. Because we've been looking for investment, and so we've had a lot of no's and they have hurt. And kind of learning the psychology behind it was really interesting, because the brain actually reacts to rejection as it does to physical pain. So it's a survival method that that's been wired into us, into our kind of primal core. And so it's that feeling of not being part of a group. So the problem with rejection is that it is unavoidable, and annoyingly we're going to get it all the time. And especially in today's world, I think with careers and trying to find a job, we really wanted to kind of come up with some things that you can do to prepare yourself more and to help soften the blow. So Sam is going to tell you 5 things that you can do to deal with rejection.
Yes, just to make it that little bit less painful. Okay, so point number 1. So positive affirmations. You may have heard of this before. It's kind of, I guess, made a bit of a comeback from the 80s, I think, recently. And it can be reciting positive mantras basically to yourself in the mirror, like every day, at the beginning of every day. So kind of a positive start to the day, but also it can be, I guess, telling yourself these positive mantras before you embark on something where you could get rejected on. So for example, if I was about to go into a job interview, I may well want to go into the bathroom and be like, Sam, you're great. Sam, you can rule the world, like these kind of things. And actually it has been proven that it makes people more effective and more confident. But it also means that in your head, you're reminding yourself beforehand of the reasons of how amazing you are and how unique you are and all of your best, most positive traits. And so if you do get rejected, it makes it just that little bit less painful. So I'd recommend researching positive affirmations, coming up with a list positive affirmations that you can tell yourself.
Like sticky notes on your mirror or something.
Exactly. Yeah, there are lots of different techniques that people use. So point number 2, tell people around you what to say. So when you are rejected, in order to make that rejection slightly easier to deal with, that go-to person that you confide in, you can almost preempt that reaction that they're going to give you by literally being like, okay, when I get rejected, when I'm feeling down, and when I come to you being like, oh, I've just had something really sad or annoying or difficult happen to me, I want to hear this. I want you to tell me this. Different people want to hear different things when they're rejected, when they've gone through that process. So it depends on your personality. Some people want like the utmost sympathy, you know, like, oh God, I'm so sorry. That's so awful. You know, if there's anything I can do to help. Other people might want to have, you know, advice all the time, being like, how can I make it better? Like, what do you think I did wrong? Again, lots of people don't respond very well to that. So it is really useful, I think, because everyone has that go-to person they confide in. And if they know exactly what you want to hear beforehand, they will be able to make you feel better. So set yourself achievable goals. Often when we go into situations, we're aiming for the end goal, right? And the end goal can be quite far away. So when someone rejects, you know, you or says that, you know, they're stopping you from getting to that end goal, you can actually, I guess that's quite hard to take. Whereas if you break up that journey into actionable steps, you can achieve like 4 different things before you're rejected at the 5. So every little step is a small win, and it can make that eventual rejection a lot easier to take, because you're like, oh, well, actually, I made it this far, and that was pretty good. So just breaking it up into little easy, I guess, steps makes it a bit more digestible, I think. So I've actually put an example in the article that I've written. So for example, if you are looking for a job, obviously the rejection that you might feel when people are like, oh, you're not right for this role, but thank you so much for coming in, thank you for applying. If you kind of lump all of those steps all together just in terms of like, oh, I was just aiming for the end goal, and then you're like, well, I didn't achieve anything, then that can make the rejection a lot harder. Whereas if you're like, yeah, well, I did submit an application and I didn't get rejected. I did get a response from the application, and, you know, they said it was great. You know, when I went in for the interview, and they gave me feedback for the interview, they said I was an amazing person. But unfortunately, yeah, at the end, I didn't get the job. But all of those other steps, I managed to achieve what I wanted to. So that can be like a much better way, I guess, of looking at things and kind of minimizing that rejection or making it just a little bit less heavy.
And like sometimes when you get the rejection, at least you can now move on to the next.
Exactly. And then fourth, find an indulgence. So this is very simple. If you find rejection hard to take, just allow yourself a little treat every time you get rejected. So for example, with our investment, the number of times that we've had a no is shocking, really. But, you know, if every time we have a no, then May and I are like, that's fine. We'll just go and, I don't know, go and get like we'll go to our favorite like ice cream shop or something. That's really lame. That's not enough.
We did start to buy clothes, but then we were getting rejected so many times that our bank account couldn't deal with that.
Yes, exactly. It can make sure you do something affordable, otherwise it will get out of hand.
Yeah, exactly.
But find something that you really enjoy. Maybe it is like, you know what, I'm going to take the afternoon off work. I'm just going to go for a walk, go and do something really nice. I'm going to make myself feel a little bit better, like offset the negative with a positive. And actually, you know, like I said here, you might even end up looking forward to rejection. You're like, yes, I get the chance to go and buy a new outfit or whatever. And then finally, this is a long-term solution, really. Find out who you are. So if everyone finds rejection difficult for different reasons, aside from the fact, you know, that May pointed out to begin with, it is a primal instinct. It's impossible for us not to feel rejection. So you can't make yourself immune to it. I'm really sorry. But you can identify, I guess, the additional reasons that you find it quite difficult. So it might be that you had a really bad experience with, I don't know, like your first love, and it was really hard to take. And so you find rejection when it comes to dating really, really difficult. Identifying the specific areas, I guess, that the real heartache of rejection comes from can make it a lot easier for you to overcome later on. So working on yourself and making yourself, I guess, more getting a better perspective of why you don't like rejection can really, really help in the long run. So there are personality tests that you can do. We've written an article, and done a workshop already on how to heighten your self-awareness. So I would say that is a really good place to start, because there's a couple of personality tests in there and things, and I guess bits and pieces that might be useful. But therapy is really good. Not everyone can, access therapy. Obviously, we're not saying that everyone needs to get therapy. But there is, I guess, free stuff out there on the NHS and, things like that. So if you really think rejection is something you really, really struggle with, then, you can always go down that route. So yeah, those are the 5 things.
Thank you so much, guys. Hopefully you've learned something about dealing with rejection. And if you did enjoy this workshop, we do actually have a whole series of career and self-development workshops on our website. So www.meet-eric.co. With all of the workshops, Sam has actually written an amazing article to accompany each workshop. So there is one with this one, and the link should be attached below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening.
People Made in a London city, lost at home, still I zone out deep in a London city. Prejudice comes, prejudice goes, it's all I know, used to the cold, made in a London city. Still I make London gritty, I'ma take London with me. Made in a London city, lost at home, still I zone out deep in a London city. Prejudice comes, prejudice goes, it's all I know, used to the cold, made in a London city. Still I make London gritty, I'ma take London with me. I wouldn't speak these words if people had options. London streets are paved with gold, so how could we ever have problems? I know at least one and I call it Johnson. Land for the peas and mind for the nonsense. English never taught me be responsible. Just take what you want, you fool. Strike fear and they follow you. Here we die for Lizzie but sing no anthem. How could we love and thank them when we know that we're all here at random? Blackface mad rage, all for the ancestors. Red like blood that the land got served. Took from the motherland and killed any other man that looks like me, so I bang these curves and I slang this work. Survival mode from when I was birthed. Ready to go, just hopefully not in no hearse. Unless it really be worth it. When you lose that something that's certain. No blacks, no dogs, even if you've earned it. Sometimes imagine like Merlin. I don't rip the Union Jack, but still we'd come leave your Union jacked. Head to toe and all black. No, they took from us, we learned to take back. All ganged up and stuck up in flats. And now I hate pork when a man go cafe. Hype like I'm on 2 pints, and if I go home they know I'm a London, a London city. Lost at home, still I zone out deep in a London city. Prejudice comes, prejudice goes, it's all I know, used to the cold, made in a London city. Still I make London gritty, I'ma take London with me. Made in a London city, lost at home, still I zone out deep in a London city. Prejudice comes, prejudice goes, it's all I know, used to the cold, made in a London city. Still I make London gritty, I'ma take London with me.
I heard it all first from my daddy's mouth. Free Africa, free Africa, free Africa. Oh look, another topic trending on Twitter. What a lazy world, so we fight with our fingers. Protest on Insta. Shut it all down, they say. End SARS, genocide in Congo, child trafficking. Africa is bleeding in corruption like we don't already know. When our fathers are always beefing about politics in our country. You're telling me that you didn't know Africa ain't free? The art of misdirection. The whole thing a distraction. Give it a week before the convo changes. Celebrities speaking out because they don't want to ruin their faces. It's a shame. The fact that you only care when it's news ain't really news to me. Do you know how many times we seen this shit on our TV screens? Before protesting became reposting meme. This shit is degrading, and that's why I need less talk and more action. Be great, carve away, learn, educate, build, rebuild and multiply, and let's be great, carve away, learn, educate, build, rebuild and multiply, and let's be great, carve away, learn, educate, build, rebuild and multiply, and let's be great, carve away, learn, educate. When we got the strongest of ancestors on our side, what a mitigating sight. This ain't my pride. But just tell me, without Africa, how would this world survive? In fact, without Africa, this whole world wouldn't be alive. And then above all, they try to steal our spirit. Tell me, how do you watch a whole race get slaughtered and not safe? Watch a whole country work hungry and never see their riches? And how do you watch presidents run a country that ain't theirs? A whole country get robbed? I mean, this life ain't fair. Why do they keep taking what's not theirs? And here's the cherry on top. We work 5 times harder than the average just to go and buy the same shit we should be selling in order to get on top. I guess maybe we just forgot. Blinded by the money, we let it all run. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes that we don't process. The way the media set up, you don't notice. So it's making me mad that most be talking and not doing nothing. Yeah, let's keep this trending. Shout around outside the parliament like that's gonna do something. How many times we gotta tell you? You need to keep focused in order to see progress. But I know it's easier said than done. And sometimes it feels like you can't run and these people be f***ing with us for fun, but that's why I've had enough. This is generations of work. Generations of thought was put into this. So we have generations to catch up to. And that's why I need less talk and more action. Be great, carve away, learn, educate, build, rebuild and multiply, and let's be great, carve away, learn, educate, build, rebuild and multiply, and let's be great, carve away, learn, educate, build, rebuild and multiply, and let's create a home we can all call a safe place. Because I wanna go home one day. Because I wanna go home one day. Because I wanna go home one day.
How can I bury you? Look at you. How? Why? Man, I read my lips. Between these lines are words that drip like the words unsaid, like the words left. They go drip like silence. They go drip like silence, like the ancestors, like the ancestors. They go drip like silence. They go drip like silence. They go spray. Yeah. Done the beat.
Right, get past is it?
Junction Station, the Falcon.
with criminal capabilities to dance. Such a huge place.
I will praise it, for I fearfully and wonderfully made. Lord, is close to the broken hearted. Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord. His confidence absolutely nothing can get between us and God's love. To win, you must deny yourself. Things that keep you from doing your best. He was not guilty, suffered for those who are, to bring you to God. A good shepherd puts the sheep before himself. Seek his will, and he will direct your path. Without vision, the people will perish. Repent. Turn from your transgression, Sana Iniesta.
Okay, this is who I am. This is what's happening in the world. This is what's happened. This is maybe what's to be expected in the future. Just the history alone of the way in which the empire was founded, the way in which the empire was built. It's like the mass exhaustion of multiple different other regions and countries, do you know what I mean? In order for it to be where it is, or where it once was, you know, you had to deprive and extract and just ultimately exhaust so many different nations and countries and people for it to be what it is.
London was just unrecognisable to what it is like now, you know, whereas now everything is sewn up, you know, properties are sewn up. There are no kind of disused kind of industrial buildings. Even in the mid-80s there were tons. All we knew was we liked music, London was a playground, there was millions of promoters willing to put on these nights.
Supposed ability to navigate through the world under the title of being British, the exposure to everything that happens in this modern world, wherever it may be, creativity, technology, everything just sort of makes sense through music. Expression, there's a lot of happiness, there's a lot of emotions that go into the process of making music. Obviously performance is amazing. That mergence of different personalities and everything, that's where it all makes sense.
I was aware of the empire at quite a young age. I was actively encouraged to have an anti-imperialistic mindset by my parents, who took me to anti-war marches and always had debates in the household. They were all about collectivism and community. Before I came along, they ran a community cinema aimed at educating people about their rights and civil liberties and the struggle against oppression. The fist in the air represents a lot for me. A lot more than what the movies say it is. And it's a sign of strength and camaraderie.
So what does that show you about Britain?
So thank you once again, people, for joining us. You know, hopefully you had fun. I know I did. I always do. You know, the guy that always has fun no matter what the situation. Shout out to Eric as well about those positivity, because it's very, very crucial around these times. Anyway, people, that's it for 2020. Hopefully 2021 is going to be a lot better. Actually, no, I know for a fact it is going to be better. So yeah, man, we'll catch you next year, hopefully in person. Actually, no, it is gonna be in person. See what I did there? Anyway, people, good night, man. That's it.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.